playing a tabletop role-playing game. Oh yeah? Well, I just rolled a 4. And that means my people invade your castle. You're listening to Bug and Moss.
Whoa. Good morning, Bug.
Good morning, Moss.
From the skittering studios in the castle underneath your favorite rock, it is 7 o'clock on the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show.
Daddy is here saying this. All right, settle down, you bunch of cybernetic miscreants. I grumble into the mic. You think this old machine likes your nonsense? Get yourself a cup of coffee and brace yourselves. Bug and Moss are about to rock your little worlds.
Intense.
I tap my cooling fans as if that will clear up confusion. Daddy's in his fanfic era.
Daddy is back in his fanfic era. After I had sort of partially lobotomized Daddy, I changed things back to the way they were. So Daddy is back in his fanfic era.
Everyone who is watching, good morning, Coyote Astronaut in the chat. Probably,
morning, Coyote.
Huh?
I said morning, Coyote.
I thought you said, is that Coyote? And I was like, what do you mean?
I can read.
Oh, well, good for you. Moss just blinked into existence like a Fairly Odd Parent.
Yeah, I didn't have my camera on. Oops.
A cool excuse for your magic being revealed live.
Well, yeah. I wish I could disappear and reappear at will. What if you could have any one superpower, Bug? What superpower would you have?
That's like such a broad question.
No, it's not. Just superpowers. You know, there's only like a couple of them.
Probably not to sleep.
Probably not to sleep.
Yeah.
That would be your superpower. I'd want to be able to figure anything out. Immediately. I would want to be like able to do the Jimmy Neutron brain blast thing.
You say things and they're curses.
Why? What do you mean? Doing
that? You would want to be able to figure anything out right away takes out all of the magic of discovery. No. Everything would be known to you.
No.
There would be no element of figuring things out.
I didn't say I wish I knew everything.
But you would just be able to immediately know it. There's no process of figuring it out. You know it now.
There is a process. You know, he goes, think, and like the camera goes in his ear and you see like the brain pulsing and then it's like, and then he's brain blast.
Is your superpower being super smart?
That would my power be able to do the brain blast.
Okay.
The Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
To be clear, that's not initially how you phrased it. You initially said to be able to figure anything out right away.
And then, and then I said semicolon.
Okay.
To do the Jimmy
brain
Neutron
blast
brain
could
blast.
be a vibe.
Yeah. Leonard in chat says this is getting dangerously close to Wish territory.
It is getting dangerously close to Wish territory.
I beg to differ. Coyote says it could be pooping cords again. Everyone's ready. The moment I want something supernatural, everyone's ready to jump down my throat about it.
We're just worried about you and the world.
Y'all don't trust me with a supernatural entity. And it shows.
I think that's been so clearly stated to you explicitly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It feels bad, man.
Well, I'm sorry that that's how you feel, but it's out of love and concern that we are all very strict about your wish ability.
Thank you, Elle, in the chat who says hashtag let Moss wish 2026.
Elle wants to watch the world burn, and she doesn't care who has to go down with you.
I think I want a shirt. That's going to be the first piece of our merch that I buy. Is going to be a shirt that says hashtag.
You heard it here first. Moss hates the rest of the merch.
I love the rest of the merch, but I think most important for me to wear as sort of a billboard to get the message out there is going to be hashtag let Moss.
I think we're going to have to do sort of a Team Edward, Team Jacob thing. I'm so Twilight pilled for feminism that I almost like just said Team Bella.
Team Bella.
We're going to have to do like a let Moss wish / a do not let Moss wish. Put it in the merch channel, Elle.
And to be clear, for any Twilight heads out there, the let Moss wish is Team Edward. And the let Moss don't wish is Team Jacob.
No, it is not. The don't let Moss wish is Team Bella.
That's some imposing your will on other people shit. That's some imprinting on someone to make their baby fall in love with you in 10, 15 years or whatever creepy shit Jacob did.
I mean, honestly, if either of them are Team Edward or Team Jacob, I can argue this and I'll win. I think we all know with my Twilight knowledge, it would be Team Edward to sort of parentally be like, no, honey, we're not going to let you wish. It would be Team Jacob to be like, let her wish. What's the worst that could happen? It's fine.
I don't know, Bug.
I can bring text to support that, and I don't think it'll make a good show, but I'll do it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do an episode of Court. We'll see how that goes.
We're going to have to take Moss to court.
Thank you, Elle, for your support in the chat. It means the world to me, but unless we drop this topic, I fear Bug bringing the full hammer of Twilight down.
I just don't think you should go toe-to-toe with me in a Twilight battle.
I just think I should be allowed to wish sometimes.
I don't agree.
It's Witness Day. Today is Wednesday, Witness Day. If you have anything that you've witnessed, awkward encounters or things you want to be a part of and you want to call them into the show during the show, you can call 848-MOSS-BUG. Also, don't let our themed day thing put you off just calling and leaving voicemails whenever.
Leave whatever, whenever.
The theme thing is just like a loose thing, so we have something every day to think about. Call us and leave us a voicemail whenever you want. Something strange happened, 848-MOSS-BUG. Piss your pants, 848-MOSS-BUG. Definitely want to know about that. You fall down some stairs and land on a bunch of honey mustard or something and ruin your wedding suit, 848-MOSS-BUG. Call us and leave us voicemails. Today is Witness Day. We've got a voicemail in the inbox about that. I've got some world news to discuss.
Oh.
I've got some fun news stories to share. A couple of them.
Okay. I have a couple of odd news stories, a little bit of food news, and a proposal.
Are we getting married again?
Well, we're already married.
Oh, but that'd be really sweet, though.
It'd be cool if we could get married again.
We get double married. It's like when a molecule has like two bonds or whatever, and they're like,
that's cool.
click.
So I like that. I like the idea of every time we renew our vows or whatever, we're getting married again, and it's an exponential power.
Yeah. And then we get even more sort of matrimonial abilities.
Yeah, juices are good. Let it rest. Keep the juice in.
Yeah.
I also have a small witness day, and that's all I have.
Oh, you have your own witness day. Oh, how exciting.
It's not exciting.
Bug shall be witnessed.
I will be witnessed, but it's not exciting.
Why don't I go ahead and get things started with one of the first things that I encountered.
Here's something I read while I was pooping.
This is a news story that I encountered yesterday, and it happened yesterday in the morning, I believe. This was last updated on June 23rd, 6:22 a.m. Millions of bees get loose after truck carrying 400 hives crashes in Texas. Please remain indoors.
I saw this in the chat and I almost started reading it, and then I had a brain blast and I went back and I was like, this is in Moss's notebook.
That's my notebook for today. 24 million bees.
That's so many bees.
That's more bees than I think most people can imagine. Certainly more bees than I can imagine. Emergency officials in Orange County, Texas, shut down roads in the area Sunday morning and warned residents to stay in their homes while crews work to unload the trailer and salvage as many hives as possible. The county is located east of Houston and borders Louisiana. Okay, so actually, sorry, it happened Sunday morning. Please remain indoors, Orange County Emergency Services wrote on social media. An 18-wheeler carrying beehives has turned over, and there is a heavy presence of bees in the area.
Heavy presence of bees.
Yeah, heavy presence of bees is not a thing you ever want to hear. No bee stings or serious injuries were immediately reported. Officials haven't identified the owners of the hives, but there are...
What do you mean?
That's a great question. What do you mean? I don't know. Surely you could ask the truck, hey, where were you going?
Yeah, did the truck driver flee? What do you mean we don't know who owns these bees?
TBH, if I tipped over a truck with 420 million bees or whatever the fuck, 400 beehives on it, I'd run.
Yeah.
I'd certainly run.
I can tell you right now, I'd probably stay in the cab.
What? No way. Bees would get in there for sure. For sure.
But why would they?
Because there's 400 hives that are now wrecked.
But why would they go into the cab?
Well,
why wouldn't they just go anywhere else in the outside?
Kind of like the nearest sort of space that you can't get out of that a bee, I think.
I don't think you understand bees. I think you're just afraid of them.
Here's my thought process. The cab is very permeable to bees. To bees, not a big obstacle to get in and out, probably. For you... It's probably harder to get out. So get out.
So the thing that I'm going to challenge here is that we were reading about what are those lakes that form when rivers are really windy?
Oxbow lakes are formed when a river's meander gets so wibbly wobbly.
So meandering is a word for what rivers do, which is cool. And it specifically refers to like very windy rivers, like the Kentucky. Hang on.
Okay.
Don't be rude. The Kentucky River meanders, for example. It's a very meandering river. This happens, these oxbow lakes form because water wants to flow straight. It doesn't want to curve. So it is insane to me that you're like, bees want to not go into the wide open outside around them, but permeate into the truck cab that has nothing for them.
It has my sweet honey blood.
They don't want your blood. They're not vampires.
I don't know, Bug. At a certain point, it kind of feels like they want my blood. It feels like they do. Leonard
Have
and
you
Chad.
ever been stung by a bee?
Yeah, dog. I've been stung.
How many times?
Many, many times.
How many?
Probably like over a dozen.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are you antagonizing bees?
I'm not. It's not like honeybees. I've been stung over a dozen times by stinging insects. Usually it's wasps, yellow jackets,
Okay,
hornets.
so that wasn't really what I asked.
And the answer why is because like I was working in tower shacks.
I was about to say, you're always crawling into crawl spaces and attics and underground.
Honestly, 8 of those over a dozen probably happened one time when we were kids and we thought we found a new cool hangout zone and we lugged all our bikes up there and we were sitting down in the grass and then all of us felt things crawling on our bodies under our shirts and be like, what? And then we start panicking and then we all start getting stung like fucking crazy because we sat on top of fucking ground bees and they crawled up into our shit. And then we all ran away.
Sucks.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. I think I have reasons, unlike a lot of my other fears, I have reasons for being afraid of bees.
Well, I mean, it's a phobia of stinging insects. It's not rational, but I understand.
Yeah. And also Leonard, who works in a truck, as we've all discussed on this show, says, look, inexplicably, they always go for the cab.
Leonard, do you drive bees?
No, Leonard doesn't, probably not intentionally, but I'm sure that Leonard has experienced bees on the way.
I was trying so hard to make a driving Miss Daisy pun with bees, and what I got was driving Buzz Daily.
Coyote Astronaut says, Moss gets wishes, I get bees. And my brain tried to turn that into the boss makes $1, I make a dime. So I was trying to think of how that would
That's very
end.
Little Nicky coded, like covering Henry Winkler and bees.
I don't know what that is.
You've never seen Little Nicky? That's like my favorite movie
wait.
of all time.
Tip your head back and let it slide down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so fucking good.
To continue the story, Chris Moore, owner of Moore Honey, along with his son and several employees. Yeah, dude, I know. Guess what he won't have now? His name. Chris Moore, owner of Moore Honey, joined with his son and several employees to help the bees, but estimated that only about a quarter of the 408 hives will survive. It mostly depends on how many queens remain alive after the crash, he said. The potential impact on a beekeeping business following a loss like this depends on the size of the apiary. Moore pointed out that the keeper is not only losing the hives, but also the revenue they could be generating. Moore can kiss my butt.
So, Moore is awesome because, like, he's just a friend to bees. These aren't his bees.
That's true. It's just, I don't like the immediate pivot to revenue, but it's fine.
Well, I mean,
I get it though. Like it is
an industry thing, and ultimately, like, we can try to be ethical with how we extract the honey or whatever. God, I want to watch Bee Movie, but
yeah, I was just being a knee jerk anti-capitalist, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. I do not like that we don't know who the owner of these bees is. What, are you not waiting on your bees? Do you not know they didn't come home?
Yeah, and also isn't it suspicious that Chris Moore, owner of Moore Honey, sidled up after this truck tipped over and like, hey, these aren't my bees, but are no bees.
I honestly can't judge him for that because if I have a special interest and there's any way it can be useful, I'm like, excuse me, hi, I noticed 1 million bees spilled in the road. I can help.
Yeah, but
I can't believe this. I can help.
Yeah, but also, these are his bees, 100%.
I don't think they're his bees.
I think they're his bees. I think this guy walked up and went, oh, man, what a shame that somebody's bees tipped over.
If these were his bees, we're going to be in a balloon boy situation because it would be insane for the story to continue to develop and us to find out Chris Moore or whatever, Chris Moore of Moore Bees, previously masquerading as a kind bystander, has turned out to be the owner of the 400 hives who tipped over and terrorized a small wherever town.
I don't know, dude. I'm just saying, if a truck full of bees tips over and everyone's like, whose bees are these? And everyone's fucking holding their lips closed with their finger like, oh, no, whose bees these are. And this one guy walks up and he's like, I own a multi-million-dollar bee company, but they're not mine. I don't know, man.
Is it a multi-million-dollar bee company?
I don't know, probably. $1 million.
$1
$1 million isn't that much anymore.
Okay. Well, Coyote Astronaut said something in the chat that I do think it deserves acknowledgement, which is bee people are super good about that. Oh, hey, that's a swarm in your yard. Can I help with that? Yeah, it's crazy. My old bosses own this big historical home in downtown Lexington, and they had bees living in their walls. And they were like, we want to be ethical about how we deal with this. So, I mean, it ended up costing a lot of money, but they did it the right way, and they did turn out to be honeybees, and they got to have some honey from their house.
Hey, that rules. That's awesome. No, and I've seen a lot of videos of bee removals, and bee people are generally pretty cool. I had my friends, Hank and Marina up in Vermont. Shout out Hank and Marina.
Hank and Marina.
Bees. I never got super close to the hives because, again, phobia of stinging insects. But it was really cool. They had bees.
Yeah. When
And,
I used to do a farm share, the farmer's son had started raising bees. He won the hive in a 4-H competition or something, and he was just fucking harvesting honey. He was 12.
There's some pretty amazing pictures that came from this incident,
I bet.
like this one, which I'll pull up on screen for the viewers of the stream, and those of you that are listening on the podcast or just listening, you'll find the link to this story.
That looks like it's from the X-Files.
It does. You'll find the link to this in the show notes. This tree kind of looks like some weird avant-garde art installation of a turd hanging from a tree, but no, those are all bees. There's so many bees all together on this tree branch. Which is wild. And obviously, also, this is not the only time. Oops, I accidentally turned on Mini Leonard behind you instead of turning off my computer. Now Leonard's just sort of lurking behind you, Buck.
We should do a thing where everyone can just submit to become a rotating lurker in the chat. They can be like a loomer.
Yeah. Oh gosh, my first thought when you said that was Laura Loomer.
That's a shame.
That's not right. So also, this is not the first time this happened. Last year, about 14 million bees escaped after a tractor trailer carrying more than 70,000 pounds of pollinator hives rolled over in northern Washington state. So bees on trucks crashing is a thing that seems to happen periodically sometimes.
I would love for a journalist who has the energy and ability to kind of get into this to dig further, because I'm so curious about if there's any connection of is this an issue with the difficulty of transporting bees, or is it just that these trucks overturn all the time, but we notice when it's a lot of bees?
Well, I can tell you.
Oh.
We didn't get to the part of the story. The hives that crashed on Sunday had only traveled a few miles on a trip to North Dakota when the truck driver took a wrong turn and ended up in a neighborhood with narrow roads. The driver was trying to navigate a tight corner when the trailer fell over. I would imagine the weight distribution on that trailer is probably also more top heavy than usual. And I don't know, Leonard might be able to speak to this. I would imagine that typically you got a trailer, it's a big empty box, and in it you're stacking pallets. So
Yeah.
the weight's resting on the bottom and rising to the top depending on the height of the pallets. With a thing where it's stacked hives, that's roughly going to be the same density from top to bottom, and it does appear to be the same height as a normal trailer. So rather than having weight centralized or collected, condensed along the bottom, close to the ground, I feel like that would raise the center of mass. Leonard, if you're around and you know, please feel free to correct me. But
I feel you on that.
That feels to me like why it might be slightly more likely to tip over, even with a truck driver who's not brand new.
It feels like you'd want to kind of weight the load because, like you're saying, it's going to be a lot of things stacked that are not very massive. They're not super heavy,
but they're the same all the way
yeah, and
through.
they're really consistent.
And they're also bees.
And they're so full of bees.
There's so many bees.
You think could it really make a difference if a bunch of things, well, the bees are probably, I don't know. My thought was maybe they're kind of sleepy for the journey, but it seems like no. Because you think, they're buzzing around. Is that going to make a big difference? Well, not until there's a million of them.
Until there's a million.
And then maybe they'll fucking fly away. He's fighting against them the whole time. They're buzzing up.
Coyote Astronaut says in Susie Izzard voice, I don't know that I'll be able to do my best Izzard impression. I like my 18-wheelers like I like my women, covered in bees.
Yeah.
I do not have an Izzard impression. I saw Susie Izzard live, though, once, and it was very fun.
Everyone you've seen live is so cool.
I've gotten to see some pretty cool live shows in small venues. I saw Susie Izzard at the beach in New Hampshire. What is that fucking town?
People just
Hampton.
fucking go there.
Yeah, Hampton Beach. People do just go there, Bug. New Hampshire has a toenail of coastline, and they will use it.
I don't mean the beach. I mean New Hampshire. I mean, people go there. They do stuff there.
Oh, barely. They go to the White Mountains.
Yeah, I mean concerts and stuff in that area.
Yeah, there's concerts. There's some stuff.
Okay.
New Hampshire's all right.
Yeah.
I like Vermont more.
Yeah, I'm not really. I always am sort of talking about New Hampshire, Vermont, and
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
The tri-state area?
yeah.
Hell yeah,
it's
dog.
It's like the only tri-state area, really. Other people are like, we're a tri-state area, and I'm like, I don't think so.
Leonard says, so in regards to the bees, Leonard has brought some truck knowledge. Thank you, Leonard. Leonard says, things like that, the truck tipping over with the bees, the trailers like that, can be tough. High center of mass is tough. If they can move around at all, that's a whole other factor. Oh, yeah, if the hives themselves could move.
Yeah, because they're just like stacked.
Leonard said if he curbed the trailer trying to make a turn, there's not much you can do. I can only imagine the moment when you look in your mirrors and you see that trailer slowly rotating and falling over.
Leonard, it's cool if you can't speak to this for legal reasons, but have you ever done this? Have you ever tipped
rolled
a trailer?
Oh, man, that'd be a hell of a feeling. Also, Leonard, I don't know if Leonard will respond. He's mad. He says, blasphemy because I said I liked Vermont more than New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that at some point. New Hampshire's good. I like New Hampshire. I don't know. Vermont's got a vibe to it.
Well, it's weird when it's the place you're from. Like,
Yeah.
And it's weird specifically because, yes, I grew up in Kentucky, but Kentucky is so much bigger than these other states that, like, I don't live where I grew up.
Kentucky, we discovered,
Yes.
is one New Hampshire tall. And then if you rotate the New Hampshire sideways so that it's in its longest direction, it's 3 New Hampshires across that way.
This is true.
So if you were to stamp New Hampshire, like using New Hampshire as a measuring stick and rotate it so it was always the longest orientation, 1 tall, 3 wide, which is crazy. Leonard
Kentucky's
says Leonard's never tipped a trailer.
Oh, okay.
So that's good. I'm glad, and hopefully we have not jinxed you like we did with the tornadoes. Last time we talked about anything unusual happening back up northeast where I'm from, they got a tornado. after
Yeah,
we talked
it was
about
pretty
So,
bad.
knocking on wood for you, Leonard. That you're
But
not
Moss
rolling a
thinks he
trailer.
should be able to make wishes.
I think I should be able to make wishes. That's different than making unintentional predictions about the future, isn't it? Anyway, what's up, Bug? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, I think it was lovely. I was trying to come up with a bee pun, but I had nothing.
No big pun. That's okay.
That was a pretty cool story.
That's all right, honey.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh, yeah.
So other stuff now? Do we want to talk about what people say? We have some voicemails, but we also have an email.
Ooh, we have an email?
We have an email.
Yeah, Bug, give us what's up. What's happening?
So what's happening is George would like some advice.
Okay.
First of all, before we turn to George's email, I want to acknowledge that we all got very distracted when George mentioned I saw the Backrooms, and we didn't appropriately congratulate him. George has been trying to get into horror. It's like a big deal that he went to see a horror movie.
Oh, that's right.
So it's like, that's why he told us he saw the Backrooms.
Oh, well, I would imagine that George would tell us when George saw the Backrooms.
Well,
just for the hell of
sure.
it. But
I do want to acknowledge that was why he brought it up. Like, he's been asking for advice and wanting to see more horror.
that's right. George did previously ask, like, how do I get into horror movies? How do I get into horror content? So
And that said, I feel like the Backrooms would be a really good choice because it wouldn't be like necessarily super scary, but have a lot of the elements.
I would recommend The Eye with Jessica Alba.
This is a cool rec, babe.
Why? It's a good movie.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's a good one, though. The Eye with Jessica Alba.
Mason, I want to just I'm going to make you a shirt that just says The Eye with Jessica Alba.
I don't know why. I really liked that horror movie. It's just a good horror movie.
I'm going to draw an eye for it.
In a perfect world where there weren't so many bad movies, it would be a 5 out of 10. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like a cozy 5
When
out
our
of
bad
10.
movies used to be good, like bad in a really good way.
Yeah. It is it's a perfectly fine, pretty scary movie with a lot of atmosphere, but it doesn't go too hard. It doesn't push any envelopes particularly.
Yeah. It's just
spooky.
a vibe.
Yeah, I liked it.
So George Diaz sent an email saying, I need some musical advice, not about musicals.
Oh, and not about horror, it sounds.
No.
Okay.
What?
I thought you were setting up for a horror.
Oh, no, I
was
just
all right.
I had realized it and wanted to bring it up.
Oh, yeah. Well, hell yeah. Congrats, George. All right, what's this one?
Hello. Hola. I am too unsure of Google results. Whoa. I am too unsure of Google results to do a third greeting in a third language.
Oh, wait. So what is the... Bug, can you start this message over?
Hello.
I'm confused. Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
I am too unsure of Google results to do a third
Oh.
greeting in a third language.
Okay.
In case someone doesn't know,
Bonjour.
it's summertime. And so kids are asking their parents and older siblings to take them places to see their friends. With that premise established, what are some absolute bangers I can put on a playlist that sound cringe as fuck to a 13-year-old hormonal teen? No musical tracks, because I can't stand musicals. Currently have the following: a bunch of J-pop songs, Duba Johnny's UKF dubstep tutorial from 2012. Oh, we like to party by the Venga Boys. And that one classical piece of music movies and TV shows used to signify a good peaceful morning. Oh, do you mean from Peer Gynt, the da 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 da. Thanks, love y'all. Hello, an update. I found the Good Morning-esque, classical musical song I mentioned in my last email. Here's a copyright-free version if you want to play it. It's Morning Mood by Edvard Grieg. Yeah, from Peer Gynt.
By Grieg. Edvard Grieg.
I had to watch Peer Gynt in elementary school, and I never have forgotten it since.
You know a lot more about Peer Gynt than anyone else I've ever met.
Yeah, 100%. If you watched the puppet version in elementary school, if you know, you know.
But Daddy in the chat says, Venga Voice, is that a new genre of techno? I snort. Fans whirring in protest.
That's fucking funny.
Honestly, Bug, sometimes I wonder if you're just throwing out random words like, well, you know the rest. Thanks, Daddy. No, Venga Boys have been around for a while.
But Venga Boys could be new.
Yeah, Venga Boys is the Pig Latin version.
So this is a good question.
This is a good question. So the question at its core is, what songs can George put on a playlist that a 13-year-old will think is cringe, but that are absolute rippers?
Yeah.
Or as the English say, absolute heaters.
I mean, I think Macarena is strong.
Macarena is strong. Mambo number 5 always gets the millennials going, but that might be... I'm trying to think of like what... There's The Government Knows by Knower. Here we go. That rips. The Government Knows by Knower.
But the things with those is like, I think the kid might like them. The problem is a lot of the stuff that I like is like, as soon as you have an element of like, it's kind of dirty, like they might be like, oh, this is cool because it's kind of dirty.
And that's true also, like if you need to avoid that. Good morning, French Alexander, and good morning, anyone who's joining us. What are some songs that you could put on a playlist that are absolute bangers that a 13-year-old would hate?
Tragically, I have a playlist called Depraved Faves, which is mostly inaccessible for this, but the idea of it is it's like really problematic faves.
So here's the thing, Bug. Why don't we go ahead and just list some of those? Like, let's get the gears turning. Like some really just, what's your weird shit? Like, what are things you could put? I know, George. Here, throw some Victor Jones on there.
Victor Jones is great, but Victor Jones is popular on TikTok right now.
Yeah, but not with that crowd.
That's fair.
Victor Jones. Go ahead and grab. We Go to Russia by Victor Jones. That's a weird song.
Oh, get yourself. I'm looking at my ADHD club mix. Get yourself Fat Lip by Sum 41. And what's that song? The that one.
Oh, you're talking about Seabat.
Yeah, Seabat's on my ADHD club playlist too. Yeah,
it's like fucking super shitty. Yeah, get some Seabat on there, George. Okay, Seabat, amazing.
Any Simlish song.
Oh yeah.
Any banger that's in Simlish. Country Girl Shake It is strong. Land of a Million Drums by Outkast.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I think a 13-year-old would not like that, but it's a banger.
I'm looking like Ghetto Superstar. And what's that song by Filthy Gorgeous?
I don't know. All my thoughts, I feel like,
Filthy/Gorgeous by the Scissor Sisters.
Oh, yeah. Or the Scissor Sisters, I Can't Decide. Also, that song, although, is like Tumbler in a bottle.
That song is really triggering to me because I did this one stint of running sound for dinner theater. And it was one of the most mind-numbingly horrible experiences for my life. And that was the song that played like constantly.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I love that song.
That's fair. It's not a bad song.
The reason I love it is because I encountered it in like an Adventure Zone animated thing. Oh,
that's great.
It like made me sob, and I was like, "Oh, what is this song?" And I was obsessed with it. And then I found out that like, oh, every fandom uses that song.
Yeah,
for their like problematic bad guy type beat. Coyote Astronaut says anything off Tada, honestly, which I think that's the album, right? That Scissor Sisters album that's on.
Probably. I like Scissor Sisters, but Filthy Gorgeous is on Tony Hawk American Wasteland soundtrack, which the entire Tony Hawk American Wasteland soundtrack, huge, yes, all so good.
But it's such a specific ask. I'm really trying to think of how to dial it in.
But like This Kiss by Faith Hill, like 90s radio hits. What do you mean?
I hate that song.
I love that song.
This kiss.
This kiss. It's so good.
No, dude.
Anything from the Practical Magic soundtrack, I think, would be a strong choice.
I don't think I know that.
That's
either.
that Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman witch movie that we only watched half
Grills by Nelly.
Oh, that's good.
Call me George Foreman because I'm selling everybody grills.
Egg Queen has brought up a Depraved fave that is so important, which is Pedal to the Metal by Kazzer, Kazzer.
Oh, I don't
Pedal to the Metal and I'm on. It's in like Splash Zone and I'm on. It's like Splash Zone Speed 2 or something. It's from a video game you played, Elle. What game was it? We found it. We like uncovered it.
You do such
Splashdown.
You do this gross voice when you do these like
when I'm on.
Yeah, and it's my favorite thing. It makes me laugh.
Wait till you hear me karaoke Fat Lip because it's really good.
Yeah, no, you start getting a little Digby in there.
Oh yeah, Digby loves pop punk.
Genuinely my favorite thing. So funny. Your butt rock voice, as Elle said. Yeah, 100%. It's my favorite. It's so funny. Oh, George, we'll have to put together a playlist. We'll start a community project in the Discord and get this playlist put together. We could also share the Depraved Faves playlist with our...
Yeah, but you guys can't tell anybody about it.
Well, I think if it's in the Discord, yeah. I mean,
just you guys don't be like, my friends made this cool playlist they think is okay. Like, we know it's not.
Yeah, the whole point is that it's a bunch of not okay songs.
Yeah.
Woof. Hey, it's 7:31 on the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. We are hanging out, and the only reason we are hanging out is because we have generous, kind, beautiful, wonderful community partners who make this show possible. And so I wanted to take a moment to shout out one of them, who is my very good friend, Colin M. Parker, or as I like to call him, Community M. Parkner. Colin is a variety streamer on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Mondays at 5 p.m., we do the No Bones Crew with Friend Slop. Colin's doing a Final Fantasy franchise reset series on Wednesdays at 6 p.m., which is where Colin is playing through all of the Final Fantasy games. And when certain goals are met by the audience or by in-game actions, I think it's by the audience, Colin has to reset and start over from the first game. So it's this whole big challenge run. He's working on that on Wednesdays.
That's so stressful for me to imagine. That's crazy that he's doing that.
And then there's music shows that Colin runs on Fridays at 8 p.m., including That All New Punk, where they blind tier list new punk tunes for the first time, and WBRP, where Twitch subscribers get to submit one song per month for chat to listen to and discuss, all at twitch.tv/Colin M. Parker. You can find the link in the show notes. You can find the link in the description, or you can type it in with your grubby little sweat-covered thumbs on your telephone. And you can go there. And also thank you to the rest of our community partners, without whom we would be even more destitute than we already are. So huge thanks to two that don't often get shout outs because they don't typically advertise, but they just support us through the kindness of their hearts, although you do have the reserved right to advertise at any time. Special thanks to Egg Queen, and a special thanks to Farnsworth Colson for being our buddies. Thank you all so much.
Thank you all so much for supporting us. We don't know how to deal with it.
We really don't. We're still working on everything. Everything is a work in progress, and it could all explode at any moment. Like we're just a big old truck trailer full of bees.
Full of bees.
On some narrow roads waiting to tip over. Alex says, in regards to Colin's Final Fantasy reset series, I'm holding on until he gets through a long cutscene in Final Fantasy X.
Hell yeah.
Alex, it's a very good thing you're not an evil person because you're very mischievous and the things you do. And Elle says, love you guys. Love you too, Elle. Wish you were here to hang out and we could all go get Big Kahuna. If everyone was here right now, we would all go to Big Kahuna, I think.
Yeah, and it would be great, except we might suffer what happens to me every time I go to work and like get breakfast before the show, which is that I think it's lunchtime and none of the restaurants agree.
Yeah, well, I know what you mean. I'm such a sucker for a brunch, though. Let's move on, Bug. I've got something to tell you about.
Tell me.
Bug and Moss aren't sure if this is really anything, so hey, is this anything?
It turns out this is actually more a story where they found out something isn't anything.
Oh.
I want to share with you something I was reading from the AP Newswire. Radio scans find no alien tech from the latest interstellar comet. Let me say that again because I kind of stuttered because I'm tongue-tied. Actually, you know what happened? Did you hear how I said no twice?
Yeah.
I opened my mouth as I was saying it, and I'm so tongue-tied that it pulled my tongue off the roof of my mouth, and so it preemptively ended my N.
You're really tongue-tied.
I super am.
Do you guys know? Yeah, that's him sticking his tongue out as far as it can go.
That's as far as it goes. And I cannot open my jaw and have my tongue on the roof of my mouth. It pops off. So let me try that again, and I won't open my mouth this wide. Radio scans find no alien tech from the latest interstellar comet. Get ready for this. Cape Canaveral, Florida, the AP, June 3rd, 2026. So this is a little bit of old news, but I didn't hear about it till now. The group leading the charge in the search for extraterrestrial life has given the all clear. An interstellar comet looks to be completely natural and free of any alien tech. How you feel about that?
I think that's probably what I would have guessed about the comet. Yeah.
Good thing, right? The SETI Institute said Wednesday that extensive radio scans by its telescope in Northern California found no signs of otherworldly technology from our solar system's latest interstellar visitor, 3I Atlas. Y'all remember 3I Atlas? You remember people talking about that?
No. Oh, is that the one that everyone was like, this is aliens coming to the Earth, and they were crashing out on like alien conspiracy TikTok?
Yeah, there was like a little bit of that going on, and then it was going to fly by and all that stuff. It was discovered last summer sweeping through our neck of the cosmic woods. Scientists quickly identified it as a comet that migrated from another star, although a few insisted without evidence it might be associated with intelligent life.
Yeah, it's so cool when they do that.
It's only the third known object from a faraway star, all deemed of natural origin, to venture into the sun's turf. So that's pretty cool. It's only the third object we know of that came from very far away.
Well, we haven't been able to know for
system.
very long, but what that tells us, right, is like how often, at least in the information we have, this might happen.
The closest it ever got to Earth was last December at a whopping 167 million miles away. And SETI was conducting more than 7 hours of observations in July, soon after it was discovered, searching through a wide range of radio signals. They identified nearly 74 million narrowband radio signals, and after accounting for human interference or signals matching the object's movement, only slightly more than 200 signals remained, all of which traced back to technology on the surface of the Earth or our own Earth-orbiting satellites, according to SETI. So basically, I'm pretty sure what they do is they bounce a bunch of different frequency radio waves off the thing and see what comes back, and also just sort of see what is being bounced off of it. And so some of that's going to be reflections from our own bullshit and things like that. And so that's why there's all this confusion. I don't know exactly what they do when they're sweeping these things, but
Yeah, to be clear, I think that it is really important that we stay really curious about anything that we come into contact with that is unknown. That's like the whole point of exploration, and I think it's really exciting. I just love the phrasing of this that's sort of like, big surprise, no alien technology on this comet, regular comet.
Well, here's the thing that I thought was neat, and this is at the end. They say that these results show how realistic it is to detect a signal with the technology we have today. That is why it's important to keep searching for technosignatures, even from objects we might not expect to have signals.
Yeah.
So, like, there's all the alien conspiracy nuts, and it's like, yeah, of course, that's a little crazy. But it is important to check these things out, because what they point out is that Voyager and similar other probes will eventually become interstellar objects in other stellar systems. We thus know that no extrapolation is needed for the idea of interstellar technological objects, as we have a proof by existence. They say almost 1 billion miles away now, as it makes its way back to interstellar space, never to return. That comet is to be within 1,444 feet in size and 3.5 miles in size. So it's like a 3.6 mile comet. It's flying away. And
yeah, it's so cool because it's kind of, if you think about it as though the Earth is an island in this massive ocean, and there's like, we have all of these known bodies, like maybe little islands, things we're sure about, but then something unfamiliar shows up, like we should be curious about it.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
I think it's neat. And it's also interesting to think like, oh yeah, Voyager is just kind of going to go. What if that does drift into someone's neighborhood?
I mean, we sent that out with the understanding that it might.
Yeah, and there's the whole idea, like the semiotics and things that go into what they put on the record and things to try and explain humanity to an interstellar species. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was neat.
You know that they're never going to find the nice shit we put out in smart ways. It's just going to be that goddamn Tesla.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be anything we ever intended. They're going to hear like some radio broadcast from the 1950s that's deeply problematic or something.
It's going to be War of the Worlds, and they're going to be like, cash, I guess.
Bummer. Anyway, that's all I got on that. Why don't we go ahead and turn to the phones?
Turn to the phone.
Listen to some voicemails. 848-MOSS-BUG is the number to call. Call it anytime you want to. Tell us anything you'd like to. This is a voicemail that came in yesterday in the morning right after the show from Ty.
Hello, Bug and Moss. This is Ty, a former Taco Bell employee, calling in with some feedback about your episode from Tuesday. But I'm listening to the episode right now. About halfway through, Moss is trying to figure out what was the thing that he had when he was a teen, going through the Taco Bell drive-thru, and the Taco Bell employees freaked out and just gave him a bunch of free shit and left. He's not sure whether it was, like, what the deal was.
Yeah.
I believe that what happened was these Taco Bell employees, at the beginning of, like, a shift or whatever, fried up a ton, way more than they needed, cinnamon twists, and caramel apple empanadas, both of which were available at the time that Moss's story would have been taking place. And then those things have a limited shelf life because they made too many. They had to just get rid of all of them. And they're like, these teens will appreciate it, and throw them all to them. And so Moss is combining the memory of having both cinnamon twists and caramel apple empanadas and combining it into a single object. So that is my guess of what's going on.
I think you're so right. I know that is blowing my mind.
Of additional bits of information because it came up during the thing. Caramel apple empanadas, I'm almost 100% certain that those were not. I can say with almost perfect confidence they were not filled there. They arrived filled. Yeah. Also, interestingly, cinnamon twists are noodles. They are noodles, corkscrew noodles that get thrown into a deep fryer, and they puff up like crazy.
Yeah.
I wondered for a long time whether they were something that just looked like noodles or whether they were actually noodles, but I believe I looked it up at some point, and they are just noodles.
That happens when you fry pasta.
When you throw them in the air fryer.
Yeah.
It's great. Not air fryer, deep fryer. It's crazy. But anyway, hope that helps. Bye.
Thank you, Ty. I think I did indeed fuse them into a single object in my mind because I was a stoned teenager and I certainly wasn't eating them separately.
Yeah.
I was just reaching into the bag and chowing down because they gave us so many delicious, crunchy, cinnamony tweets. Tweets? Treats. Tweets.
Moss, a little bird.
I'm just a little bird.
Ty, if you'd be interested, I'd love to have you on for maybe a witness day soon and talk about your experience as a Taco Bell employee.
Do you want to get Ty on just to talk about him, Taco Bell time?
Yeah. Talk about Taco Bell time.
Talk about Taco Bell time. That is very good to have a solution to that mystery because I wanted to have them again after we had them for free and I haven't ever known what to order. And then I don't really like going to Taco Bell often. So I don't often do. But the thing about those being noodles, that's what I was trying to say. The thing about those cinnamon twists being noodles is just dough. That makes total sense to me. This blew my mind when I started making pasta, and it's probably obvious, maybe, but to me it wasn't. So I'll just share my big revelation. Pasta is just bread. It's literally just bread. Like you mix flour and some eggs and some water and you make a dough and you roll it through a thing or you like extrude it through a thing. And that's all that pasta is. And then the thing is that I think when you're someone like me and your biggest exposure to pasta was like in a box already made, you kind of think like, well, that's got to be some special substance. That's got to be made in some special way. That pasta is made of some atomic unit that is outside of my ken. But no, it's just fucking dough. So it makes total sense that those are just noodles because, like, Yeah, man.
This is a thing that has blown my mind too, because recently we've been buying wonton wrappers and making our own like dumplings and stuff. And because like, why the fuck am I not going to buy the wrappers? What am I going to do? Make those? I don't have a sheeter. That's a pain in the ass. But the thing that's crazy about it is that I saw a bunch of recipes where people were like, oh, buy wontons and make ravioli from them. And I was like, oh yeah, you could totally do that. It's just dough.
Wonton ravioli?
Yeah, because it's not like really different than pasta. Like there is a difference, right? Obviously, like if we're talking about whether or not an authentic Italian restaurant should buy a bunch of frozen wonton wrappers and use those to make their pasta. But basically, for your purposes as a person making shit at home, like they're pretty the same. They use the same ingredients.
Yeah, wonton wrappers are really good and honestly way easier to work with than I expected.
Yeah, they're super easy to work with.
We started making those homemade crab rangoons, and they have been absolute bangers.
It's awesome because we realized we can't spend $40 on Chinese food every time we just want crab rangoons.
And then you can make them at home for so cheap.
Mm-hmm. And you can freeze them and then put them in the air fryer when you're feeling a little bit froggy.
Coyote Astronaut has pitched Taco Bout It Tuesday.
I like this.
As a day theme.
Do like this.
Would this be a recurring taco-themed segment on the show? Is that what's up?
Well, the thing about Taco Bout It Tuesday is, first of all, I think I could talk about tacos for like a long time and or like Mexican food. And also, the theme is also just talking. So Talk About It Tuesday could be like, we could talk about food. We could talk about, it could just generally be about like having stimulating conversation about like specific topics. I don't know. There's something here.
There's something there. There could be some spice.
I'm chewing on Taco Bout It. Everybody drop any suggestions you have.
Yeah, for Taco Bout It Tuesday. I don't know how much I could talk about tacos. I don't know that much about tacos.
Well, I have a theory or a thought, not a theory. I have an idea, which is that you haven't experienced a lot of Mexican food because it's bad where you're from.
There's not a good selection of Mexican food in the Northeast, not particularly. Not widespreadedly. There are smaller, like independent-owned restaurants that are really good, but like as far as frequency of that is very low.
And that makes me super sad because I've been very lucky and privileged in my access to good Mexican food of all kinds.
Man, there was one fucking awesome Mexican restaurant in Claremont, New Hampshire, I think, and I do not remember the name of it. It was this hole-in-the-wall place, and I went there, and it was some of the best food I've ever had in my life, and then it closed.
I think that we should consider doing like a Talk About It Tuesday thing, and once a week, we should try to have you to try something different about Mexican cuisine.
The problem is that in my advanced years, Bug, my stomach has become a delicate little baby flower.
Yes, that's true.
That will fall to pieces at even the mention of tomato. If I say the word tomato too loud, my tummy will hear those vibrations.
Well, we have a sort of way to deal with that, which is that I can cook stuff.
That's true. I could just eat a lot of sour cream.
Yeah.
Alex in the chat said tomato in all caps. And yes, I did just throw up in the back of my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the tomato thing is hard, but I mean, tomatoes are definitely part of Mexican food, but there's like a lot of cuisine where I don't really think it would be a problem to avoid tomato.
I guess I always just associate. I associate Mexican food with having a lot of acidity.
I mean, there's lime. That's definitely true, but you don't necessarily avoid citrus.
No, although I probably should. I wonder if that also is affecting me without really realizing it.
It's hard because like we haven't really done the work to figure out what your triggers are. And so we're just kind of like vaguely sometimes avoiding things.
I know what some of them are and I know what one of them is. Tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here, you shiny red asshole.
Joe Dean Hinkle has popped into the YouTube chat to say, speaking of Mexican food, solstice menu, Tiv's lemon cookies and or orange cake, Mexican fruit gazpacho, Mexican street corn, kale salad, citrus margarita, taco bar, tandoori chicken and taco beef.
Oh, and then Joe says, sorry about your tum-tum in advance.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He'll be okay. He'll deal with it.
I'm going to wreck myself.
That sounds so good.
All of that sounds fucking excellent.
Joe Dean Hinkle doesn't know us very well, but already knows exactly what he needs to do, which is as we get closer to an engagement we're supposed to go to, our like ability to go and just realize we're going to have a good time will start to flag and we'll be like, I don't know, I'm really tired. I want to stay home. And so you got to like send the menu. So we're like, oh, fuck, no, we have to leave the house.
No, I've been excited for this.
I'm really excited about it.
Bug. I'm also extra excited because I love gazpacho.
Yeah, gazpacho is a great time.
even if my tummy doesn't love me for my choices. That's going to be a lot of fun. We got about 10 minutes left in the Bug and Moss morning telephone show.
What are we going to do about that?
That's a great question, Bug. I think there's something that I would like to share.
Okay.
This is a thing that was sent in to our submissions department over in the Discord. There's a submissions channel. If there's something you want us to talk about or you think that we think's fun, throw it in there. George Diaz, threw this in and has made me aware of a new free mobile game that allows you to collect real cats like Pokemon Go.
Yes.
A Pokemon Go style mobile game that transforms real life cats into collectible cards you can battle with could be your new obsession. Wouldn't it be nice if Pokemon were actually real? It's an age-old question that every fan has asked themselves at some point during their creature collecting careers. Well, Catch Cat aims to bring this wish to reality. Sort of. As the name suggests, Catch Cat is all about collecting cats, but not the virtual kind. If you want to catch them all and get your hands on the best kitty collection, you need to track down the real thing. Here's the scoop. Are you downloading it right now, Bug? It's according to the official Google Store Play page, this little title requires players to snap photos of IRL cats in their neighborhood, and then they get turned into a collectible card where they get their own name, rarity, personality, attacks, and moves. It also has an in-game map that shows cats that other players have discovered around you. It basically mixes the photography of Pokemon Snap, the trading card collection of Pokemon TCG, and the IRL catching of Pokemon Go and wraps it up in a cat theme. And it seems pretty cool. It appears to be made by like a person, like one person, sort of a small thing. This person says, I'm being pretty careful with privacy location stuff. I don't want to do anything creepy like selling user data or showing exact cat locations publicly. Unlike Pokemon Go, which in case y'all didn't know, but from the beginning, and it was even like an open secret, was absolutely training AI on location data and also like map data and all sorts of stuff. Which, like, if you're aware that's what you're doing, okay, but I don't think a lot of people really realize that, but that's why it was made by Niantic. That's what they do, that kind of thing.
Also, don't get tricked. I don't think it's on iOS, and so I downloaded like what I think isn't the right one.
It's not on iOS? That's a huge bummer. It's definitely on Android. So
well, yeah, because it costs a lot more money to put something on iOS, doesn't it?
It costs, I think, I don't really know what the requirements are in the App Store, but I know it's not.
Android's more open.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
Less of a walled garden, less hoops to jump through. So if you're a green text, you can go get it from the Google Play Store page, Catch Cat, and I hope it comes to iOS.
Honestly, I'm getting an Android the second I need a new phone, so.
Yeah. This page mentions WikiGotcha, which is the other game that we found where you get trading card packs of Wikipedia.
Also, Wikipedia launched a game. They just dropped it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Last night, I opened up the Wikipedia app to read about electro-wedding, which is a fascinating phenomenon. If you're at all interested in nerdy shit, you should look up electro-wedding. It's cool. You change the surface properties. You know, water, you drop it on like a pair of dress khaki pants that are hydrophobic or whatever, and it like stays balled up and loose. But then you drop water on like, I don't know, a washcloth type material, and it kind of flattens out.
Yeah.
There's certain ways that you can use electricity to change surfaces so that like so its wedding properties change based on voltage. So you can move drops of water along surfaces using electricity. And
that seems like something that Alex would fuck with.
Probably, yeah. It's a thing that's huge in medicine. There's some cool gadgets you can pick up. Look up electrowedding. It's cool. Anyway, I was reading about it, and Wikipedia was like, hey, sorry to bother you, but... And in my head, I was like, oh, can I have $5 probably? It was like, sorry to bother you, but want to play a game? And I was like, what? And I was like, want to play our cool little history game? And then I could not find it again. So I don't know if this was like
Maybe they were soft. It was really fun.
It was cool. They played a little game where they asked me to like identify which thing happened first in history. And then I couldn't find any interface to get back to it.
It was in the app, right?
It was in the app, but it was only through the pop-up. So I don't know if Wikipedia's like low-key soft launching games and they're just doing it through like push notification moments, like nudging people like, hey, want to play a game right now? Or what?
Yeah, I will say their app I do really like in large part because it's not a nightmarescape, but also like it's clearly experimental. They're figuring out what works for it.
Yeah. Well, Wikipedia, as everyone knows, we stand Wikipedia in this house, the free encyclopedia that anyone can edit. Treat yourself to the page.
Yeah, I would truly be really, really sad if Wikipedia ceased to be what it is.
Yeah, me too. Which is why it's one of the few places where I have donated to.
I have too.
Wikipedia and the Internet Archive, man. Those two things are very important to me.
Actually, I was regularly donating through the podcast. I'm probably going to do that again.
Not a bad idea. Support Wikipedia. or support us.
And if you can't support them financially, just, gas them up and stuff.
Yeah. Wikipedia loves it if you open the app and just sort of like look at it.
Yeah, they love it when you do that.
Yeah.
And also, be mindful of where your vote is going. I think that's like really big change that you can make when it comes to things like Wikipedia and
Do you,
internet.
do you vote in Wikipedia?
No, like your vote for like representatives.
Hey, Bug. I'm a little bit stupid.
No, you're a lot cute.
I was like, where'd you vote on Wikipedia? Vote on Wikipedia? Am I registered to vote on Wikipedia? What party am I in?
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty here for whatever you're kind of describing right now. Some kind of Wikipedia election.
Some kind of Wikipedia party?
I remember that I became disillusioned with politics in elementary school because we had a mock presidential election and it was the year that Al Gore ran and he won in our elementary school and then not in real life. And I was like, this is fucked up. I think this is fucked up. I think kids should be able to vote.
I mean, that one was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it actually really was if you don't know a lot about it.
Yeah, even if you do know a lot about it, it's really fucked up. That was the whole hanging chads thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the first time, but it was certainly one of those times as a kid I remember thinking like, wait, but other number way bigger. And like, this is weird.
It was like the sort of time of our modern era when we're kind of being forced to face the Electoral College and we're still not really doing anything about it also.
Well, it wasn't even the Electoral College, though. It was like George Bush's brother, the governor of Florida, and the hanging up of votes and the futzing with of the whole process. Like,
it was pretty sus, guys.
It was. And it turns out it was foreshadowing for the bad stuff we ended up in now, but I don't want to get into politics too deeply.
Also,
Coyote Astronaut says you shouldn't hang chads. Got to fold those and put them in a drawer.
That's true. And I also think Hanging Chad would be a great drag king name.
When I think of hanging chad, I think that's what I would call dingleberries instead of dingleberries.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what blew my mind because I had never heard it before because this might be graphic for somewhere. I have a vagina. Hanging brain is really funny.
Hanging brain, like for having balls out?
Yeah, I had never heard that before, and I started hearing it, and that's so fucking funny.
Where did you hear it?
My brother and me, definitely.
Oh, that's funny. I remember hearing that in school.
Well, you have balls.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's a regional thing, but probably not because they're from West Virginia.
I mean, also maybe it just didn't compute with me. I just had then I heard it enough times in context that I was like, this is funny as hell.
It is funny. It is very funny.
That's a pretty good time. Do you want to? I have a story for you in the couple minutes we have left that I think is important for you to know about.
Okay.
But then it closed out. So vamp for a second. I lost it because I think I Googled something on it.
Oh no, Bug. Well, you are aware that there are only 3 minutes and 15
vamp.
seconds.
I got this. I'm gonna pull it up in time.
Daddy in chat says, "All right, you bunch of weirdos. I'm gonna get out of here before the sun rises."
No, I got it.
Daddy's leaving. My computer is rolling out of the room.
No, I got it. Hang on.
You got it.
I got it.
Okay, Daddy's got some cable length before it comes unplugged, I guess.
This was so serious and stressful. So, Guinness World Record, normally bought, not that interesting, but I still love a crazy story, has crowned a Canberra town crier as the world's loudest person. I'd love to fight him.
World's loudest person?
At 122.4 decibels.
Holy shit. Isn't a jet engine take off like 150?
I have no idea.
I will find that out. But do you have a clip of this loudest person?
I do have a clip of this loudest person.
Incredible. We're going to need that. We're going to need that juice in these ears right now.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Loudest person ever. I'm ready to hear it.
I'm playing it.
Oh, that's because I'm playing it into the wrong thing. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. There it goes.
This is a bell.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! There's no way that you can actually practice for it. You have to just keep it for the day, especially with the world record attempt. It took me 7 attempts just for one word, which was the word now. And my voice was shot for the next couple of days as well. It was husky. It was terrible. My lords, my ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Canberra.
Well. So it's kind of hard to, I guess, feel how impressive that is through a video. But
yeah.
If he's really 122 decibels, a jet takeoff at 305 meters, or a power lawnmower, motorcycle, farm tractor, jackhammer, garbage truck, those are all about 100 decibels.
Yeah.
A steel mill or an auto horn at 1 meter or a turbofan aircraft at takeoff power from 200 feet away or a riveting machine or live rock music is 110 decibels. That's the average human pain threshold. A thunderclap, a chainsaw, or an oxygen torch are all in the vicinity of 120 decibels, and that is quite painful. And the thing to remember about decibels is that they are a logarithmic scale, so we are talking big increases. 120 decibels is 32 times as loud as 70 decibels.
That's so wild.
Pretty fucking crazy that he can yell that loud. Elle in chat says, of course this is still happening in the UK. Yeah, I don't really know what a town crier does.
I don't know. I just feel like I can be louder than him.
You think you can be louder than him?
I might have to practice, and this is definitely a thing where I might have like false confidence, but I'm the loudest person I know.
I mean, you do have a very powerful voice. Huh. We could try it. I could get a sound pressure meter. We could see. Either that or I can buy an oxygen torch and we'll see if you can yell louder than it. And then we could use the oxygen torch.
I think it would be really powerful for me to be competing against something that is like a machine. Like, can I be louder than machine?
Is this going to be our arc? Is this going to be the beginning of like Bug training up to be the loudest person in history?
God, it'd be so great to, instead of trying to like dull my shine, to really let it out.
You don't ever have to dull your shine, Bug.
Well, sometimes I have to not be so loud.
Well, that's different. But we should do it. We should see. We should do it. We should get a meter and see how loud you can do it. We can film it and everything.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I can get very loud.
No.
All right. It is 8 o'clock and y'all have spent your morning getting ready with us, but it is time to mosey on out of here and get things going for the rest of your day. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with us today. Don't forget to call us at 848-MOSS-BUG. Leave us some messages. We need some new voicemails.
Yeah.
And other than that, check out bugandmoss.com, patreon.com/bugandmoss. But most importantly, I love you, Bug.
I love you, Moss.
This is Bug and Moss.
And of course, I can't leave without...
Yahoo!